Something stirs within the shadows across Middle-earth. Eyes watch patiently with foul intent from hidden spaces. Mouths whisper from darkness to corrupt the minds of the just. Hands reach with greedy fingers from unwatched places to grasp for power and wealth. Who will raise their own light against the spread of this darkness? Who will stand against the unknown danger that creeps ever closer? To where shall we look for heroes?
Okay, so last week we played the first campaign, the Shadows Reach. Today we're going to try the Shadows Fall, and we're going to try a different deck. Last week we played with a Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas deck because that was one of the requirements for a Steam achievement. So I thought, why not? That can inform kind of our deck building decisions to start this game. Today we're going to try this deck, I think. This is a deck I've been playing with a little bit. I'm working on a little bit off stream, just playing it against various scenarios. And it feels pretty good. So this is a Sylvan's deck. So the main idea for this deck came from this card here, Sylvan Sharpshooter, which is a 3-cost 1/1/4 ranged unit that says after each of your Sylvan attack, Sylvan Sharpshooter deals its attack and damage to the defender. So I wanted to see if we could make a deck that could consistently just continuously generate value off of this card by having a high density of Sylvan units, and also other ways to buff and protect this unit just to ensure that we get that value off of it. So I've had games where you can get this thing, you know, pretty beefy, and you have a board full of Sylvans, and just basically anything Sauron plays on your board is one shot and doesn't get a chance to attack you back. So what do we have in the deck to help us do that? So first of all, let's look at our heroes. We have Rossiel, Legolas, and Boromir here. So Rossiel is a Sylvan. She's our main quester, you could say. This is a very, as you can see, we are 2 tactics champions, 1 lore champion. So this is a very combat heavy deck. So I like having her in here. Not only is she a Sylvan for when we do need to get aggressive, she can do that, and with Sylvan Sharpshooter she's even more powerful, but she's also our main ways of questing. Her ability doesn't come into play too often, but it has some neat synergies with some of the cards in our deck. So she can recover one of your non-unique allies, grant search to your next ally play this round. Recover means put back into your hand. So we have a few cards in our hand, or in our deck, that we don't mind if we don't have anything better to do with our turn, with our resources, etc. We can bring them, scoop them back up, and get their enters play effect again to generate a little bit of value there. But primarily she's in the deck because she's a Sylvan and she's good at completing quests. Legolas is one of the best champions in this game, probably. I don't know. I haven't played that much with it, but his upkeep ability is just so surprisingly good. The fact that it lets you set up to control the board so well, while also being a decent attacker in his own right with range. And he's a little squishy compared to other heroes, but he's also got a low threat, so you usually have a lot of time to set up before like really nasty stuff comes out. Can you wait a second? I'm in the middle of explaining the deck and how it works. You'd probably like it, actually. Yeah, so also a Sylvan to pair with Sylvan Sharpshooter. Really good ability, really good stats overall. And last week we unlocked this powerful tool that is equipped for Legolas specifically. So it gives him +1 attack, and it increases his upkeep ability by +1. So essentially he becomes a 3 attack ranged unit that deals 2 damage on upkeep every turn, which is just insane. It's actually really important, I find, because there's a lot of units that Sauron can bring against you that have the block keyword, which Block reduces all incoming damage to the unit by 1, so it basically turns off this ability, and it can turn off this ability as well. So getting our getting Legolas a good deed, but especially if you have a Sylvan Sharpshooter on the field, getting it up to a 2 attack minimum, I find is very key in a lot of situations. Final hero is Boromir. Now, Boromir is not a Sylvan. In fact, there is another Sylvan we could have put in this deck, I do believe. But I found that Boromir actually synergizes very, very well with this deck and what this deck is looking to do. So, specifically when looking at kind of the linchpin here, the Sylvan Sharpshooter. So, Boromir, decent stat line. Vanquish, which means the first time you kill a unit on your turn. Actually, I think it's every time, but anyway. You normally only get 1 attack per turn, but still. You give +1 attack and block to one character this round. So, if we have a Sylvan Sharpshooter on the field, and we have a Boromir that has a lethal attack that he can make, we can give this thing a 2nd point of attack, which we mentioned is very important, and we also give it block, which helps keep it alive. Block, again, reduces all incoming damage by 1 for the rest of the round. So these two synergize incredibly well, and I've played a few decks with Boromir in it anyway, and he's just a solid combat unit anyway. Like giving +1 and block to like Legolas, who's a little bit squishy, but also like is a ranged unit. Like giving a +1 attack to a ranged unit can be great. So that's why he's in the deck. So that's our base. So what do we have in here? We have Bow of the Galadrim, +1 in range. This is great for giving Boromir ranged +1 attack. Helps him trigger his Vanquish abilities more consistently. We can sometimes give the bow to Rossiel if we need to. It's even fine on Sylvan Sharpshooter if we just need to pump up its attack. We have this Wanderer here, just the free Sylvan that we like to play. Just get a high density of Sylvan units on the field to be triggering our thing. You have to be a little careful when you play this out because she is very vulnerable. This also pairs nicely with our Hail of Stones that we have in here. I'm not 100% certain I want this card in the deck, but it's kind of nice. We tend to want to go wide with followers or allies in this deck, so Hail of Stones can be nice. And the fact that we can go 1 more wide when we need to before casting this for free is nice. Good Deed, we already talked about this card. Cry of the Rohirim's Horns is very good in this deck. So grant +1 and guard to the 3 characters this round. So guard means that not only does the unit deal reciprocal damage to units in combat if they're like against melee attacks, it forces melee units to attack those units instead of others that you have. But the main reason why this is in the deck is because we can set up for some really nasty turns by starting our turn off, casting this on, say, our Boromir to make it more likely that he's going to kill something with his first attack, and then give, +1 to one of our Sylvan Sharpshooters. Maybe we have a second one. Maybe we give it to Legolas. This can set up for some really nasty turns that can like just devastate the enemy board. Elven Blade. Obviously very good in a deck that's full of Sylvans, since it can only be equipped to Sylvans. It's great on Legolas. It's great on our Sylvan Sharpshooters. It's great on most of our key attackers. And the fact that it gives +1 defense too is just a nice little bonus, but it's mostly in here to pump up attack. But I should say the extra health is nice. What else do we have? Galadhon Archer? I don't know how to pronounce this. Galadon. Is it Galadon or Galadhon? Galadhon Archer? I don't know. Sylvan. That's the main reason why it's in here. It's a rival attack, deal 1 damage, so like a one-time Legolas hit, ranged, decent. This pairs well. Again, obviously, everything that's Sylvan's going to pair nicely with Sylvan Sharpshooter, but this is especially nice because it's also a ranged unit. I'm almost done, I promise. Imladris Scout is in here mostly because it's a cheap stat dump. Okay, it's got decent attack and decent willpower for when we need to quest. Obviously, it's pretty squishy at 2 health, so you have to be careful about when to play this out. But this allows us. This is one of our main questing units. That's the main reason why this is in the deck. And also because it is Noldor, it actually can work with the Elven Blade quite well to make it a little bit more of a potent threat when we need to. Self-preservation. because this is a very combat-focused deck, you do need a little bit more time usually to get through quests and your units, some of which are pretty squishy. You need to have ways to heal them, and this is one of the ways that we can do that. This is another such way. Imladris, Caregiver. Arrival, restore 2 to 1 character. Also Noldor if we really want to put the Elven Blade on it, but most of the time we're not doing that. This card is in the deck to help keep our key characters alive, and also to quest on occasion. This is one of the cards that synergizes well with Rossiel's ability, and probably the one we would want to use most often on it. Because yeah, continually restoring your characters with her can be very important to keep our stuff alive, as I keep saying. Ithilien Lookout, just a solid 2-drop. I think this has been all of my green decks so far. 2 cost, 2/2/4. Just good survivability, versatile unit. It can be used for combat, can be used for questing as you need to. That's why he's in here. Again, this deck being more combat focused, lacking good ways of advancing through quests. So I put this guy in here, Longbeard Mapmaker. He gives you +2 willpower on your turn for a resource. So that's why he's in here. Sylvan Tracker. Sylvan synergizes with our Sylvan Sharpshooter. Also helps keep our Sylvan Sharpshooters alive. Arrival, grant 1 character stealth this round. Stealth means it can't be targeted or attacked until it takes an action. So usually what we like to do is we like to Sylvan Tracker early in a turn. Give this thing stealth. Make all of our attacks attack with this thing last, so Sauron has absolutely no chance of hurting it. And then rounding out the deck, we have a couple of Gandalfs. Why? Because Gandalf's just a really powerful card, very versatile, gives us draw when we need it, lets us deal with an enemy when we need it, can buy us time on the threat tracker when we need it, and his stats mean he can do whatever we want it to do, whether it be hacking down a really tough boss or giving us a nice big push into getting through an objective to finish out a quest. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. I didn't make any changes. Did I make changes? Okay. Now, you've probably been hearing my cat meowing incessantly in the background, so we're going to deal with that before actually questing. So let's just set that up, and then we'll start Shadows Fall. Alright. You're not a Lord of the Rings fan, I got you. More of a Game of Thrones cat, perhaps. I decided that I wanted a beer, so we're gonna have a beer while we're playing this. In fact, oops, I hate how that doesn't stay up when you. Is there a way to change that? I don't think they have anything. I guess this will let me do it. Doesn't really help, does it? had a birthday last weekend. This is one of my gifts from my mother-in-law. Thank you very much. I'm going to enjoy this beer while we slay some goblins. Or spiders, or wolves, or whatever else this game is going to throw at us. It was quite a bit last week. I'm guessing the jukebox brewery, Jazz. Let's get jazzy. That sounded stupid. Jazz. Okay. Let's go back to full screen. Let's go back. I don't care what the... Alright, let's go.
It is with a sense of sadness at the passing of an era that the elves of Lothlorien bid Bilbo farewell. He had arrived in the Golden Wood by a circuitous path, which began with the desire for one last grand adventure before he retired. Alas, his wish was not to be. The crafty old hobbit had instead found only danger, as he was kidnapped by spiders and carried off by their orcish allies. Rescued in the nick of time, Bilbo recovered his health under the watchful care of Celeborn and Galadriel. During the weeks that followed, Bilbo sat amongst the golden leaves and chatted with the many visitors who called upon him. Yet the time came at last for him to return to Rivendell, and so, with an escort of elven guardians, he set off toward his adopted home. Ever vigilant, the elves have turned their attention to the dark stirrings in nearby Mirkwood. Bilbo was not the only person abducted. Contact has been lost with entire villages, scattered within the Great Forest. Concerned with what dark portents these happenings might herald, Celeborn and Galadriel called you forth. As Bilbo's rescuers, they consider you particularly well-suited to find the answers that their scouts have been unable to uncover. You are commanded to set out for Rosgobel, and there to seek the counsel of Radagast the Brown. The wizard should help shine a light on the shadowy events transpiring in darkest Mirkwood. You gather what you need quickly, and set out for the vales of Anduin and Rosgobel beyond.
The mouth of Dol Guldur pondered his troubles. The mighty orc chieftain Uthak had suffered recent losses, but had recovered quickly. Despite the setback, he had not only made good on his quota, he exceeded it handily. Still, the desire from the south is insatiable. The order had come to increase their numbers even further. The mouth did not question his master, or his master's master. Indeed, he had no free will of his own. His master's command was his duty to obey. Considering his options, he comes to a conclusion. To obtain the numbers requested, they must go further afield from Dol Guldur. The mouth would need assistance if he was to misdirect any unwanted eyes that might take notice. He would need to set in motion other troubles that would distract the curious and lead them astray.
Damn it, I had it.
Perhaps an old terror.
He muses.
A forgotten terror. Yes.
He whispers.
This might suffice.
Your party spends several days crossing the Vale, basking in the gentle sunlight that warms the late spring air to caress the grasslands. The journey is uneventful, until you come across an odd scene. Ahead, you spy an eagle circling above something that has caught its eye. This is not one of the great eagles of legend, but rather a bedraggled thing with dark feathers and oddly curved wings. It calls out once before diving swiftly down upon something you cannot see. Quickening your pace, you soon discover a horrifying scene. Two bodies lie before you, bloody and torn. The craven eagle is attempting to make off with one. With the eagle distracted, a swarm of greedy rats darts from the underbush to devour the other. You must drive off the foul beasts and recover these poor souls. Perhaps you may also discover the nature of what slaughtered them in this clearing.
So, birds and rats we're gonna
Do
fight.
you wish to see elf magic?
I do not fear the dead.
From the land of Gondor I come.
Okay, so most of the time in this deck you want to aggressively mulligan for a Good Deed and Sylvan Sharpshooter. Those are our two main cards. I kind of like the bow, though. Being free, Elven Blade is nice. We have a lot of such things in our deck. I don't think I want to get rid of this 2-drop. We not quite certain yet how... if we're going to need the questing early on, so... And it's a solid threat in its own right, so I think I want to keep that. I think the rest of these are fine tosses, though. Investigate the bodies before they're devoured. Yikes. Alright. What's optimal to hit? This is going to restore 2 health at the end, and it summons a large rat. And this... I don't know what a large rat is. This is going to tell us? No. This is not it, apparently. This is just a rats. A 1/4 that deals a damage to 1 random character at the start of every turn, and at the end it restores 1 attack. So it's really important we kill this thing, so let's increase our chances of doing that by hitting that there. I think because these rats don't present an immediate threat, like they're nothing that we would want to kill before they act, and in fact we can't anyway. What is this? I've never seen this one before. Bolster. Examine the bodies to learn what happened here. Ravaged corpse. Ravaged corpse. It's locked. If discarded, -5 progress per player from investigate the bodies. Oh, I see. But I don't get it. How are the rats eating the bodies? Do we know? Discard 1 ravaged corpse. Specific. Okay. I'm guessing we get some cool shit if we can do that. Alright. Let's give this to you. And then we're probably going to give a Good Deed to this. Okay, they're attacking us, not eating bodies or anything like that. That's fine. What's nice about a Good Deed is that it doesn't take up a weapon slot, but it does improve attacks. We can still give Legolas like the Elven Blade and make him a 4 power attacker, which is very, very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could play this Lookout, actually. See what Sauron does. Aw, you bastard. That's fine. That was pretty expensive.
The enemy is upon us.
So...
There. Gondor!
If the enemy hadn't discarded this, we would have gotten to kill this. I guess we still can because we have this.
I go to gather news and watch for our enemies.
A red sun rises!
We're not going to get his upkeep, but that's fine because the rat's not going to get its upkeep of dealing a 1 random damage, which I think is good overall. Yeah, that's a pretty good draw, actually. So for 3 resources this turn, I can add another 3 progress to a quest. I think that's worthwhile. Getting this out early while... Oh, that is a kick in the crotch. He'll give it to himself, I guess. Unfortunately, I can't deal with that.
Take that.
Because my ranged characters are exhausted. So these are going to trade. Nah, that's only mildly annoying. That's not that bad. Okay, our goal is to try to investigate the bodies before that annoyance happens. Self-preservation is nice. We don't need a second Good Deed. Oh wait, our first one was discarded. Haha, so that's actually a great draw. Do we want to shoot this burb down so that we can give something +1 in protection? It gives Sauron +1 resource to work with though, but I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's fine.
The foes of Gondor flee.
I'll probably give it to Legolas. He's the only other ranged character. Capture 2 random cards. It's annoying, but not the end of the world. I think that actually goes away if we... Since he didn't get that, I'm going to play it now. Large rat. We actually are still okay to quest, so maybe I just want to do this, actually. Iki! Yeah, we were rewarded because now played a ranged unit. I guess this is kind of bad because it gives them a resource to play something else. Deal 1 damage to every exhausted character, ignore block. Yeah, whatever. I think I want to save the mana. Grant counter to 2 random heroes per player. Restore 1 to each character. Grant +1 for each unwounded character. That's a sweet one, actually. Our deck's not very good at keeping characters unwounded, though, but the fact that we have sort of an in-game way of keeping our characters healthy is good.
The enemy is upon us.
That's annoying, but not the end of the world. Having recovered the bodies, you discovered that they were torn by Fang and Tooth wolves. But what would cause the wolves of Mirkwood to venture out into the Vale? Clearly, they are not driven by hunger. You completed the goal. Thank you. Might actually play the archer. Well, no, we're gonna travel. This doesn't have pursuit, so it doesn't matter. And I'm pretty sure we get our cards back. So I'm just gonna bank the spell mana and end the spell mana. Man, I play too much Rune Terror. I'm gonna bank the mana, the resources. Just end. Wait, why did I? No, I was supposed to click travel location. Sorry, it's been a while since I played. Okay, so we're chilling here for one more round for some reason. Look at that. Well, I guess we're just gonna build up some willpower here. Yeah, Soren Pat. I think it actually might be optimal to stick around. Like I think we're gonna get +1 threat. Maybe it's +2. I guess we'll see. Do I want to spend 1 resource to get 2 more thingy? This actually builds, and we can, even if we spend 6, like, we can still, I think that might be worth it. Go, map maker, go. Everything else I think I'm gonna save in hand.
The presence of wolves beyond the borders of Mirkwood bodes ill for the people of the Vale.
No shit.
They did not appear to be starving beasts. Rather, they attacked with cunning and purpose. Something drives these creatures. Perhaps the Brown Wizard will have sorely needed answers. Barely have you continued on when you hear a distant howl from the hills beside your path. An answering howl sounds from behind you, and more beasts call out from all around. The wolves show great cunning and appear to be herding you, but for what purpose you know not.
Oh shit. Too bad we haven't found our Sylvan Sharpshooter yet. That would have been great for this. Alright, 2 damage. Probably gonna go to this warg since it's the highest damage dealing enemy. It's almost certainly going to be the first act, and we can kill it before it does act. Probably with good old Boromir here. And then we're going to pump up... Who do we want to pump up? Probably this guy, because he's the most likely to die. We want to keep him healthy. It might actually be right to do it on her. No, Legolas can one-shot one of the 4s, so that's probably where we want to put it. Those are some pretty good draws, actually. All right, let's start with...
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Okay, so with that attack, we're definitely going to get Legolas to kill the other 4. Okay, now I like playing shit out to...
Welcome to Rivendell.
That is a big boy. Slavering Wolf. Okay, we don't care about the... Ooh, what does this do? -3 threat. Hiding your scent. We actually might... That's actually just a good ability to use anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. It's a free action. It doesn't take up our turn. 3. So it behooves me to attack here, or I'm going to lose it when he does this attack. So I think that's what we want to do. Alternatively, I could use this and grant some things guard. Actually might not be bad. I could do that for... Who would I do that for? Probably these 3? No. I want this to attack something that I can't kill in one shot. Do I just let this guy go? I'd be taking a lot of damage potentially. And I wouldn't be fully utilizing the card, but we have another one anyway. I could go guard, guard, guard. He could kill this, but he takes reciprocal damage. That's kind of bad though too. I kind of would want to keep the map maker around. Maybe I just let this guy go. I'm pretty sure the AI is going to attack this. Hail of Stones would only deal 3 damage. Yeah. Wait. Deal 1 damage to 1 random enemy. Repeat for each ally in play. So it would deal 4 damage. I'd like to play out more stuff before that happens. Humming and hawing here. I'm going to probably give self-preservation to Legolas. I kind of want to bounce her back in hand too if I could. I'm probably just supposed to let this guy go. We have plenty of allies to play. We're probably going to draw more. Yeah, let's just use it. After all that back and forth, I just end up... Okay, so why don't we make the archer enter play, ping this.
Shoot you in the dark.
That's actually not that bad. I can go... I can deal with that quite easily. I can ping the other one, this to finish it off.
Shoot you in the dark.
Sauron passes, so we have plenty of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is maximum allies. So I think it's actually worth playing Hail of Stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. So that works the way I thought. So, want to use him to finish you off. Legolas is going to deal 2 at the start of the round. We could have actually killed it this round. I don't think we want to. Maybe I actually should do it with her. And maybe this is actually the time to recover one of our allies. How much HP does she have by default? 9, so it'd be a waste. 9, 9, 9, 11. You're pretty weak.
You need not worry about anything.
And this thing can actually just bank some willpower to spend on these things. We probably should use Forest Snare at some point. It's so cheap. But it's a one-time thing, so we want to really make sure we use it on something good. Another self-preservation is great. So I think if we finish this off, Sauron stops playing because we completed the quest. So I think he's going to pass. So we actually gives us an opportunity to like build up our... Oh, right. That is the same class of attachment as a good deed. Okay, I'll put it on Boromir then. So he's pretty much like we don't have any armor in this deck, so that's not going to happen. So he's full. Would love to get an Elven Blade on Legolas, but also wouldn't mind it on Rossiel, but would really want to see our Elven Sharpshooter. But you know what? This is kind of a good showcase of like how the deck even without the kind of key card that we built it around, it's still quite functional even without it. Just because I think it has some solidly individually powerful cards as well as some great synergies between cards. Restore 1 to each character, then grant +1 for each unwounded character. That would actually give us a lot of resources, but then our self-preservations aren't really going to do much. So I think we want to save that, because the resources aren't that big of a deal. We're going to keep everything in hand, grant counter to any resource. These don't do anything then. Okay, so let's just keep building up. Do we want to bounce something back to hand? Maybe this again? That might actually be worth it. It also makes room for like a combat-focused unit if we want. I'm not gonna spend a resource on that thing's power. That's pointless. Let's just get out of here.
Gul Zubard felt the hunger deep within her.
Gul who?
It was not a hunger for flesh to nourish her body so much as an urge to devour and destroy.
Oh, I get that sometimes.
Bidden though she was by the servants of the One, she was only too eager to drive her children forth, so they might succumb to their baser nature, to revel in destruction, to consume.
The wolves close behind, you reach the eaves of Mirkwood at last. So near to Roscabel, you fear the worst for the wizard who dwells there.
He's
but
fine.
You'll never make it to that place of sanctuary if you do not stop your pursuers first. While the trees offer some cover, they will also slow your progress. Within the woods, the wolves can easily surround you and attack from all sides. You must make your stand here if you are to survive the day. The wolves snarl and prowl through the undergrowth to encircle you. Taking advantage of this scant moment of respite, you gather nearby sticks, rocks, and other detritus to create a last desperate barrier against imminent attack.
Wow, that was pretty quick. You have 2 rounds to fortify against the impending attack by wolf reinforcements. So I'm guessing you quest here to build up. That's kind of neat. Well, there's that Elven Blade, and there's the Sylvan Sharpshooter to go with it. Great. Because the wolves aren't here yet, pretty sure we want to use our 4 resources this round to play these 2 things. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about killing this if it wants to act first.
My arrows always find their mark.
Deal. Elven Blade here. Now we can show off the power of this unit. So, this is dead with just this shot. We don't need barriers. I think I'll get him to attack. Because guess what? He counts himself. So he's essentially a 4 attack ranged unit right now. Upkeep. That was pretty expensive, Sauron. You sure you want to play that? This thing's power can't be done. I think I like everything else. Like these 2, getting to open attacks with this guy on the field is really, really good. I'm going to save her activation for now because I want to see grant block in this location to every character, grant +2 defense to every character. That seems really good. Let's start there. Okay, we still have these we can use. We got to keep that in mind. Exhaust 1 random ally on upkeep. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think I can let that one go for a turn. Sauron's passing, so we can definitely complete that one.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Gondor!
So that's going to get finished off by Legolas's upkeep ability. -1 to every wolf. They're just dying every time they enter play, so I think I want to worry about this one first. That's kind of annoying too, but we can't stop its activation, so let's start here and we might finish that off. We're getting close to this though. What is this going to do? Restore 2 to each pursuit enemy. We actually don't give a shit about that. Another sharpshooter. I think we're gonna just leave our board as is. I don't think I want to replace anything that we have. Getting double Sylvan sharpshooter out can be obviously very, very good, very devastating for our enemy, but I don't think it's necessary here.
The enemy is upon us.
Reduce each player's hand to 3 cards. That actually is kind of annoying. We don't really need the cards, but I still wouldn't mind like building them up. So I think we're gonna start here. I'm just gonna discard one of my allies. Especially because it gives us the choice. I don't really want to lose you. It sucks that I have to lose one of you, but that's okay.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
You would die before your stroke fell.
I mean, Sauron gave us an opportunity. Why don't we take it? This is gonna trigger, but he doesn't have any pursuit enemies in hand to take advantage of it, so. Okay. It is time. Hello. What happened? Oh, it passed. These were generated past the upkeep phase. Well, that sucks. Guess we'll start here. We're gonna grant it to the weaker one. So both of these are gonna attack anything that's targeted. So if I target it with a Sylvan, which I'm gonna do here. They're killing the map maker! They're trying to get us lost in the forest. It's almost... I kind of did it for fun, but now I'm almost regretting putting this guy out, because like, we're dealing way more damage than we need to. Yeah.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Do we want to give ourselves just a buck ton of resources? We're gonna get... I don't care. Let's just do it. Nah, we shouldn't do it. It's pointless. Can't build up any more of that.
The creature called the Ghost hesitates for a moment at the edge of the tree line. Concealed behind lush vegetation, she spies upon the dwelling in the center of the clearing. There was power here. The crafty old beast had learned to respect power, especially the kind of power that might cause her injury. Her faithful companions prowl nearby, as always. They would offer their own lives if needed to protect their mistress. Each looks toward her, sensing her hesitation, seeking her guidance. With a grunt, the Ghost at last indicates the compound. As her master had commanded, so it would be done. It is time to feed.
Oh, calamity. You've defeated the pursuing wolves, only to find Roscabel under siege by many more. And led by a great beast larger than the rest, but with the look of something far more sinister. This is no simple wolf, or even warg, but one of the great beasts of old that inhabits their form. A werewolf. Two great wargs protect the creature, hewing close to its side. As they turn to face you, the rest of the pack charges the gates of Roscabel, their claws gouging into the rough-hewn wood. You know not if the wizard is in residence, but it's clear the beasts are driven by a singular need to enter the compound within. You must prevent these creatures from breaking down the gate while holding off their terrifying leader. No mean task. The great werewolf howls in challenge, and you unleash a rallying cry in return. The battle is joined.
Final encounter. Okay, now it's time for the cry. So let's see. Those are our beefiest characters. I don't want them targeting any of these guys. We can take some damage. We still have the thingy. Yeah, she took reciprocal damage too. That's funny. Radagast enters. He's a 3/3/5 that summons a random animal. I wonder if this is a card that you can get in your deck. I think it is. No, I don't think I want that as much. Oh yeah, I could have done this. Exhaust one minion. Well, this doesn't count as a minion anyway, so I could still use it. Probably going to use that. Discard one ally. Apply its blah to Rosgabel under attack. And -1 progress for each enemy in play at 0. Remove Radagast enters, which is this. Okay. So I don't care that much, but I bet you there's an achievement for keeping this alive. So we're going to try to do that. Okay, so first things first. This is the final encounter, so we may as well use Snared. It's not... Oh, okay. It actually takes an action for us to use it. Never mind then. I think... Well... Either way, we can't really stop one of these things. But we can do this and kill one of them.
A red sun rises.
One shot, a 7 damage thing. No big deal. I think it's time to use this. $10 resources. Alright. Exhaust the minion does not ready during upkeep. I might actually just use that just so this doesn't ready during upkeep. But we'll see what else enters play. What's the thing we wanted to do again? Oh yeah, this. Discard one ally, apply its blah blah blah. We might do that. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's get rid of you. Ah, you bastard. Well, I'll just use this then. Okay. Then we can... I don't want to use our activation to bounce something back in hand. I think that's unnecessary. Where is you? Let's go... Let's replace you. Actually, hold on. Because I'd still like a Sylvan in play by the end of this. You're probably fine to discard, actually. Yeah, let's do you. We'll replace you.
I offer you my aid.
This is gonna be 1, 2, 3, yeah, whatever. Anything else is dead. Now I have room for another thing. Maybe the Lookout. Or maybe just another Sylvan. I actually have it. There's actually a Steam achievement to to have Gandalf kill a number of bosses. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. You don't have any protection, right? Okay.
Strike them down.
A round one kill with Gandalf, no big deal.
I'm a servant of the secret fire. Go back to the shadow.
The beast howls with a mixture of pain and anger, eyes flashing as it comprehends defeat. Summoning unknown reserves of strength, the werewolf leaps into the trees and disappears through the darkness. You join your companions to catch your breath, as Radagast the Brown staggers through the gates of Roscabel. Breathing heavily, he calls out,
"Ah, my friends! I thank you for coming to my aid. Though that creature is not dead, it shall not return anytime soon."
Before you can make any inquiries or describe the nature of your mission, the eccentric old man darts off towards a small path in the trees.
"There's no time to dally about on my front lawn,"
he shouts.
"This was just a distraction. There's a village nearby whose residents are in jeopardy."
He pauses at the tree line, turning back to face you.
"Don't just stand there with your mouths agape. Hurry!"
The wizard disappears into the trees, and you scramble to follow.
The body of the beast falters. Yet though her breath comes in labored gasps, the vile fire that drives her remains undimmed. The master will not be pleased. Still, this is a worry for the future. For now, the hunger remains. Perhaps she could find some local hunter or woodsman, or even a wretched goblin to sate her never-ending need. Yes, the master will not miss one or two of those foul creatures. Licking her wounds, the silver ghost slips deeper into Mirkwood, driven ever on by her need to consume.
Completion bonus. Gain counter. Free upgrade that gives you counter, but it's a weapon. Takes up a weapon slot. Ah, we missed that. At the eaves of Mirkwood, resolve the 3 objectives. I'm assuming that's the one where you build up in against the wolves. We didn't have time, man. Alright. Quest number 2.
Ulfthag hurries his soldiers along as they whip the terrified villagers into quickening their pace. He looks them over as they run.
"Too scrawny,"
he mutters to himself. But the mouth of Dol Guldur demands more prisoners, so more prisoners he will provide. Ulfthag fears little, and even if he did fear something, he would not show it in front of his orcs. Still, the master's dark servant makes him nervous, and the master himself is terrifying. Both want more prisoners, no matter the cost. Ulfthag knows he hasn't won any special favors from his recent successors. He won't spare the whip to meet their demands. Ulfthag glances back down the trail. The master had warned that he must cover his tracks, lest their efforts be discovered. Ulfthag left some goblin wretches behind to burn the village. With luck, the chaos and damage will obscure their path to the old dwarf mine, where this latest catch will join the rest.
Despite his seemingly advanced age, the wizard maintains a quick pace that you're hard-pressed to match. The path he cuts through the dense forest gives way suddenly to a large clearing and a village beyond. But the village is aflame. As screams erupt inside the buildings, you see creatures darting to and fro between the ramshackle structures, torches in hand. They giggle in glee as the buildings alight.
"Tend to the fires!"
Radagast calls to you. He darts past the village, disappearing into the clouds of smoke. One of your companions spies a water trough in the middle of town. You must act quickly if you hope to douse the flames and save those who are trapped inside.
One trough for the entire village.
I will aid you as I may.
I do not fear the dead.
We must trust to such weapons as we have.
I'll try. Don't think we need two of you. Probably want one of you. Do we want a self-preservation early? I don't think so. I think I like getting rid of these three. Seeing what we find. Put out the fires. Guess we'll we'll start there. He can kill him, which gives Legolas a point that he can use to finish him off there. I guess I like putting him down while we can. But what do we got going on here? Restore full and restore into the raging fire. Ooh, that's annoying. So is there an alternate way we're supposed to try to put it out? Summon one Woodsman Scout. Not great. One minion gains fleeting. Okay, so basically it's a 4 mana like removal. Apply 2 progress per player to every raging fire. So 2 progress. It's probably one we have to aim for. Each player draws 1 card for each enemy in play. Okay, and then finally, what's the first thing we have to worry about? We're quite a ways off of this. -1 to every character this round. That's not that bad. Alright, we really need questing ability then. Let's start here and see what Sauron does. What is this? Oh, I just realized there was another thing here. Ugh, those are always annoying. Gain 1 water bucket and 1 water trout. Gain 1 water bucket, 1 water trout. Enters play. Ah, gotcha. I guess we should start there and see what happens.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Get rid of you, though. Okay, I think I am going to play this now. See, that's annoying. Something gain block. But that's fine. Let's actually just reduce you to 1 so that Legolas can finish you. Oh, maybe that's not so good because it's going to deal 1 damage to a random ally. So this guy's going to take 1. Do I want to finish him off? That's okay. I think we'll just do this. Gandalf's not bad. Okay, that's a good pickup. You got blocked, so that's not going to work. And I want to pump.
Let all the foes of Gondor free.
Let's do this to start then.
Rip, grab, pinch, nab.
What does he say? Something grab, pinch, nab? Sorry. Oh, I don't know. Shoot you then. Wow. I want to heal you probably. She's already taken quite a bit of damage, although self-preservation might be better. Let's start here. Sauron's passing. Well, I could do both, because this thing's a good quester too. But let's see what this does first. It's probably going to cost something. Water bucket. Apply 3 progress per player to 1 raging fire. Oh, that is water trap. Okay, so you can just keep getting these water buckets. Gotcha. Okay, so I think what we want to do this round, this effect's not going to do much, so let's you enter play, heal you. Can go, let's go 2 here and then build up 2. in the phase. Did I miss an action? Okay, so let's start. Let's start here. I think we want that. Well, crap. That's one. Ugh. Apparently I have a caller at the door. Give me 1 second. Hello. How are you doing? Okay. Okay. Okay, great. I'll bring it in soon. Thank you very much. Good seeing you. Take care. Okay, we're back. Alright, how best to tackle this round? So unfortunately, this bastard... Hello? He's got just guard. That's annoying, because he could take out my Sylvan boy here. 1, 2, 3. I can only do 3 damage. I could play the Tracker to give this... stealth, but then this Tracker's just gonna die to this attack. So I think, because she has self-preservation, I'm wondering if I should make her defend. It means we don't get her questing ability, but we don't really need it, right? Because we already have 4 here. That's gonna deal 2 progress to these Raging Fires. We only need 1 to get another water bucket, and then play 2 of them, and then we're good. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do actually. So, how to start? Definitely want this thing to die. I think I might start here.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Pump you up just in case. Sauron could still play some stuff. That's annoying, but Legolas can finish it. So maybe not necessarily. But then again, if we clear these fires, we're probably just leaving this round, right?
You would die before your stroke fell.
Okay, so we'll do this.
Strike them down.
And then we're gonna go. Water bucket. Oh, to 1 Raging Fire. Okay, I should have read. I thought it was each Raging Fire. Well then. That's fine. We're still in a fine spot. Okay, well with that then, maybe we actually start...
They went this way.
Here. actually going to... What is this one again? Oh yeah, he's getting more. I don't care about that. Well, that was unexpected. Good thing she's got the self-preservation. And also the ability to bounce healers back to hand.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
So that's just gonna reset, so there's no point.
Strike them down.
So I guess we should do this. And this. And the phase. We're getting ever closer to this. Doesn't really matter. Could matter for the next screen though, I suppose. This is probably the chance to put in something else into play. We're going to spend 2 resources just on water buckets this round, though. What would we want to do? Probably just want to give stealth to our boy the Tracker again, huh? Him and then defending with him might not be bad either. He's also a pretty good quester. So let's start here.
Leg it, double quick.
I mean, that doesn't do much. Yeah, Sauron's done. He's done with this shit. All right, start with you. Water bucket, water bucket. Now I think we just want to build up. Like, this is not that interesting. Is this draw or play? Summon. Okay, so it's going to actually go and play this time, not just in our hand, so that's good. Minion gets fleeting. This is going to go away when we move, so we don't care about that. Might actually use her power to bounce this back in hand, just so we have more sources of healing. Because yes, she has thingy, but she's still getting kind of weak, so I might actually bounce you. Already used you too, so that's kind of nice. Build up and pass, I think we're fine with.
As you douse the last of the flames, a soot-covered Radagast reappears with a handful of small children and some elders who hid them.
Goblins?
The strange old man shouts before coughing up ash.
This close to Roscabel? Unthinkable! And they've taken most of the villagers prisoner. I'll tend to this lot. You must find and rescue the others.
The brown wizard stares at you expectantly, eyes gleaming.
Off with you now! Those villagers won't rescue themselves.
He points to the edge of the clearing, revealing a faint trail that leads to the northeast. Thanks to Radagast's aid, you can make out the subtle signs of a group being led away. But following the trail won't be easy. With a nod to your companions, you head down the meager track. Hopefully the villagers have not gotten far. You dread the thought of rushing headlong once more into the dark forest of Mirkwood. There are things in that forest, beyond spiders and orcs, and you have no wish to blunder into them.
An easy trail to follow. Don't lose their trail, I see. So this is the trail that they can... Yeah, see, I don't think that matters for this round. We have plenty of other things we'd like to do. So we're going to start here because he's got the bow, right? Yeah, so he can finish it off. And one, he attacks. Ooh, maybe that's actually better. Because if he's going to get an attack with a 3-power foe anyway, we may as well reduce his ability. And with range, he can ignore the guard anyway, so I think that's where we want to start. What is this that we have to worry about? -2 progress per player from tracking the enemy. That's probably not going to be that bad. Bolster. What does bolster mean? Yoo-hoo. But anyway, -1 progress for each enemy in play. At 0, your quest fails. Bolster. No, I don't want to quit. That's what I'm looking for. With this objective type, each point of willpower that you apply adds progress. I see. Well, I kind of discovered that on my own, but I didn't really realize it was an effective a keyword. Should have known. Okay. Kill you. And then guard, or block rather, on you means it doesn't die to an attack from this. But she does, but that's fine, I think. I think that's worth it. You are not Sylvan, so you're not wasting points of attack by going for one of our other units here. I do think we want to kill one of these before it acts. We could also try to get Hail of Stone's value, but we have 2 more spots for allies, so I don't think we want to do that quite yet. Okay, with that then, how do we want to do this? And we pursue them by filling this? Yeah, I'm guessing so. Well, we do need the progress, so I guess...
You need not worry about anything.
+1 threats, not that big of a deal. I think we want to just keep building up this game. You have nothing attached to you? I think Elven Blade then. Okay, well we're just gonna kill both enemies then. Beard Map Maker. I think we're...
The enemy is upon us.
A red sun rises.
Gotta remember we have access to this. And that, I guess. Maybe we want to do this. I mean, it's essentially free. I think we need to start playing... After I do the next quest, I think we definitely gotta up the difficulty. This is just too many cards we're drawing per turn. Okay. This doesn't do anything as long as we wound or kill every enemy that enters play. So I don't really care too much about that. I think since we need to start applying progress, it's time for Map Maker. We're dead. Power you up.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Get wrecked.
Ulfthek arrives at last with his vanguard at the doors of Nibendum.
Nibbin.
The dwarves mined out this place many centuries ago. Abandoned and forgotten long since, it is the perfect place from which to manage his operation. The Orc chieftain orders the prisoners to be taken to the cells in the lower depths, there to await transfer to Dol Guldur. With that out of the way, he calls to Thog, one of his trusted lieutenants. Trust being a relative term amongst orcs.
I got a job for you.
Ulfthek tells the huge orc warrior.
Someone is on our trail. I can smell them. I don't like being followed. Take some lads to greet them.
Thog smiles, hefting the oversized cleaver he uses for a weapon.
This is the butcher?
He loves swinging it, and looks forward to the work.
You boys!
He shouts to a cluster of orcs milling about.
Come with me! It's time for us to chop!
Hunter hunted.
It isn't easy, but you managed to follow the orcs' trail. They kept up an astonishing pace, considering they were herding prisoners along. The path leads towards the mountains of Mirkwood, which loom black and foreboding over you. The dense trees thin until you reach the edge of a clearing before a hill, into which is carved a doorway of dwarven design. From the look of it, this must have been a small mine that has long since been emptied and abandoned. The faint signs of the Orcs' passage leads to the entrance. The air here is still, blanketed with a strange hush. It's much too quiet to be anything but a trap. Someone, or something, awaits your approach. Alas, before you can take action, a horn rings out, joined by several others. Orcs burst from cover all around, beating their chests as they form a ring around your party. Then a huge orc steps forth. With a massive cleaver in his hands and a gleam in his eye, he urges his fellows to attack.
Oh, final encounter already? Defeat Thog. So mission 3 is in the mine then, obviously. Alright, what do you got going on? Block, so the 1 damage doesn't do much there. Remove guard, upkeep, remove guard from every character. Okay. Restore 1 to every villain. Villains are basically the evil version of heroes. Okay. So he's got 3 damage, so he can't one-shot anything that we have. May as well start here because there's 9 the hand limit? I think it is. That's why we only drew 1 that round. Upkeep, remove guard from every character. Okay, well that's not a big deal because Cry works post upkeep. 1 minion gains fleeting. That might actually be worth using on one of these guys. They're quite beefy. Each player draws 1 card for each enemy in play. Well, this is clearly the point where you're supposed to use this ability. But as you can see, on this difficulty level, you don't need it. We're full. Hail of Stones might be a good start, although not with Mr. Block here in hand. If any of those damage go towards him, that'd be pretty bad. So I guess we start with Cry. We can Cry this round, Cry next round. I don't think the enemy is going to survive 2 rounds. So let's start with giving Block to... You're not very useful this game, so I actually wouldn't mind the enemy. Both of these actually aren't very useful. Let's get them to be meat shields. And you got a lot of attack power, and I'd like you to finish something off and grant something else some attack power, so... Like you, perhaps? Okay, there goes that. I guess that was pointless to do. Well, he still got +1 attack. Really not that bad. So an attack. Are you Sylvan? You're just Noldor. I guess I could technically get some value out of you before you kick the bucket. Yeah, like so.
Oh, well.
And then...
The enemy is upon us.
Let's do this. Oh no! Sauron plays a trap card. Alright, we're gonna go... this here. Alright, I have no idea... Okay, great, whatever. Sylvan Tracker, yes, more Sylvans please. Actually, let's get another Sylvan Sharpshooter
My
out here.
arrows always find them.
Discard 1 random card for an... Oh no! Whatever shall we do? We activated Sauron's trap card. Oh, we don't have enough resources to do much else, huh? Shoot you? Sauron's building up.
A red sun rises.
There they are!
Deal 2 damage to 1 random hero if Sauron has the most cards in play. Well, I'm sorry, but he does not.
Strike them down.
end the phase. So I guess we start with pinging you. I totally forgot that I gave that one guy fleeting and I just killed him anyway. That's fine. Finally we find a good deed, but I don't think we really need it anymore. Cry of the Rohirim. Let's go... You... Screw it, we'll go with you two as well. Gonna one-shot you. Get wrecked.
Much as you wish to rest after dispatching the Great Orc, there's little time to linger. After examining the area around the hill carefully, you confirm that the trail you've been following leads directly into the mine. You must explore its depths if you are to abide the strange wizard's behest and rescue the villagers.
Fuck him.
Shaking off fatigue, you light torches and prepare to enter. The ancient door that once sealed the mine has long since been broken and lays to the side in 2 great pieces. You have no idea what perils you will face within, yet you have no choice but to enter this place and find out.
Not true, I could just exit the game. So we got 1,000 fellowship for that. Oh, there we go. Woodman Scout now a possibility to add to our decks. I don't know if that's a very good card. Is that something I'd ever play in any of my decks? 2-1-5 for 3 is an okay stat line. It's comparable to several other cards. Like there's an elf that has that exact same stat line, but instead of ambush, she has vanquish restore 2, which is kind of nice. Ambush, if I'm correct, ambush is a keyword that can be given to melee units. I mean, you can give it to ranged units as well, but I don't think it matters as much. That basically lets them ignore counter and guard, much like a ranged unit would. So it's basically like having, instead of having the benefits of ranged, like you still have to attack guard units. You can't ignore guard, but you do ignore things like counter and whatnot. Oh, does it also let you ignore stealth? I can't remember. Will it say if I highlight this? It just ignores block and counter. Oh, okay. Ignoring block is pretty good. Eh. Oh, so if you kill all of his thingies, you can get that little resolve 2 raging fire in 1 run. Well, I tried, but I misread the water bucket, so I didn't. 30,000 fellowship exactly. All right, next one.
You stumble about inside the abandoned mine of Nibindoom. Once a thriving dwarven mine in ages past, it is now little more than a maze of winding passages and damp caves.
And tables.
You feel the weight of the hill pressing down, as whispers in a dark tongue echo through the labyrinth. You advance with caution through shadowed passages, the sense of danger growing with every...
Do you wish to see elf magic?
He stands not alone.
The strongest of us must seek a way.
See, this is why Legolas is such a good hero. Most encounters start with like a 1 toughness unit on the field, it feels like. And you just get to... I think I want to keep the bow. I think I'm fine tossing the rest of these. The Sylvan Tracker could be okay, but I'd rather toss it back looking for our sharpshooters. Or just other things that give us a little bit more diversity of threats, like good questers, this good healer. Alright, what do we got going on here? Discarded torch. Lit torch. Upkeep. Grant +1 willpower. +1 willpower on our main quester permanently would be kind of nice. Ready each character with 5 or more defense and deal 1 damage to each. Ignore block. Okay, so you take a damage to get another activation. -3 threat if the threat meter is at 40 or more. We probably won't get there. If not, restore 1 to every character. Okay, so that's pretty good. A light in the dark. So this only applies to this location. You find a route through A route out of the darkened maze. Oh, so there's like that. Is that our goal? Confused. Find a path through the maze. So we can just spend 8 resources to find a path, or -1 to each fate meter contribution. Okay. Revenge. -1 willpower cost to a light in the dark. Revenge is usually a bad thing, hence the name sounds bad, but revenge means when this leaves play, this effect happens, and this is actually a good one. -1 cost to a light in the dark, which is that one. So I'm assuming we have to activate this. Yeah, seems like it. Okay, well, let's start by killing... I guess we can't do that. How badly do we care about that? Probably not. We'll just take the damage and the upkeep. We'll finish this thing off. So, why don't we start with the map maker, actually?
Never trust an elf.
You must start the maze again. Location specific. Fine, I guess. So that torch costs 1, but he gives +2. I think we're gonna end up having a lot of time to do stuff, so I might not bother with that. Let's start here, actually. Let's see what Sauron plays. Don't care about that.
The enemy is upon us.
Sauron plays a trap card. Okay, I'm assuming he's done then. Yeah, okay, cool. So, let's obviously do this. Oh, also you should have the bow. And we can't play that now, so there's no real reason to activate this first, because it's a free action. Legolas gonna shoot you. Pew. Good deed. Very, very nice. Actually, we'll start with that. Frickin' flying bats, man. I guess we'll give block to you so you don't die to the 1/1 that was just generated. And now let's go like this. I don't care about that. Start getting some extra value of our quester here. Wait, what? Oh, upkeep grant +1 willpower. Damn! Is that something you can actually put in your decks? +1 willpower every upkeep. Yikes, that's really good. But blue is the color of questing. Like, it's usually ignoring combat in favor of questing really quickly. I don't know what the hell it does, considering there's a lot of combat-only scenarios. A lot of them end that way. But maybe those decks, I have to look more into them. Maybe they have more ways of doing, you know, combat in exchange for willpower, you know? Alright. Guess we'll use your power again. 5, 6, 7. Never mind, we don't need to, so we can bank the 1 resource. Let's have you.
I go to gather news and watch for our enemies.
Building up more. I don't know. I feel like 1 resource every round. Like, when it's free, like, there's no threat of doing it. Feels like we should probably just always do that. And you never know what could come in the later round, like other location-specific fate meter stuff.
Following the faintest gleam of light, you enter a rough-hewn chamber, illuminated by a single candle. In the flickering of its last feeble rays, you make out a series of darkened alcoves along the walls. Crude sets of iron bars secured with thick ropes stand before each opening. Within the makeshift cells, the pathetic forms of emaciated prisoners reach out to you for help. Just then, the candle's light sputters out, plunging the room into utter darkness. A woman's scream echoes in the dark, and some creature chutters in response. The frenzied patter of fast-moving feet and guttural jabber of foul speech erupts from all around. Goblins. As the chamber descends into chaos, you're torn between an obligation to save the prisoners and the desire to simply stay alive. You could swear that you hear Radagast shout,
"Free them all! Hurry!"
But you left him in the village far away, so it cannot possibly be his voice. Can it?
He's a wizard. He can throw his voice like miles. If I'm not mistaken. Something in the dark. It's almost impossible to focus in the pitch black of this pit. Cackling goblins strike from the shadows, then dance away unseen as you exhaust yourself in a fruitless counterattack. You realize that concentrating solely on freeing the prisoners will leave you and your companions open to continued harassment in the darkness. Rescue all 5 prisoners from their cells. Oh, that's what that means. +1 fate. Right, because the willpower symbol is a yellow diamond. Gotcha. That's still a really good attachment, though. Choose one target. Legolas deals 2 damage to it. Okay, well, it's not that guy because he's got blocks, so I guess we're dealing it to you. Oh, damn it! I forgot I got him. We went all of the last quest without getting whatever this is called, a good deed, so I didn't think about that. Crap. Alright, that's fine. Cry. Is Cry worth it to try to save these 1/1s? We're only going to lose 1/1/1. Cry. We might lose both, actually. Probably not. If the enemy attacks, if the AI attacks in the right order, we could lose both. And it would be kind of nasty, but the AI is not that smart, so it's probably going to attack with the 2/6 first, and then we can finish off the 2/1. So with that in mind, what are we doing? Some poor soul languishes within the cell. Shatter to lock the telltale combustion. Just do a lot of questing, I guess. Probably want both of these in play this round. We don't want to expose them to attacks, so I think we'll start. These both. Neither of you are injured enough yet. You have the range, right? I'm gonna do this.
Let all the foes
Start.
of Gondor flee.
And go here. Wasn't super efficient, but
I search for signs of passing.
it's a big chunker.
Huh?
This way.
Die.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Take that.
Who did we free? Oh, nothing. They're just progress. I gotcha. Okay, so power you. I actually want to see what doing one of
The
these
enemy is upon us.
does. Maybe each one generates a goblin every round? Maybe I was supposed to like concentrate on killing this guy more. Now we're only drawing 1 card per turn. Why? -1 rescued freed prisoner. Oh, so we have to do it all again. Gotcha. Counter to every enemy this round. Don't care about that. I actually care about this more. 3 rounds away from that, though. Let's actually... Oh, we activated his trap card. No! It's so unfortunate. Alright.
Passes unnoticed.
Oh, that's annoying, because he's got stealth. Okay, well, let's use you before you die.
Take that.
Oh!
Gondor.
Probably need to start actually dealing damage to this gentleman.
Before your stroke fell.
The enemy is upon us.
It's starting to be annoying, so I think he's gonna deal 2, and then we'll finish him with him, and then get the +1. There's our sharpshooter. Seriously, I'm not touching that. Let's play
My
you.
arrows always find their mark.
Actually, how do we want to start? You're a Sylvan, now we have thingy in place, so I think the quest here is worth more.
Yahari hey!
Yahari hey?
A red sun rises!
Strike them down.
Free the last prisoner. I can, too.
The enemy is upon us.
Though freed, the prisoners are not yet safe. You lead them cautiously back to the mine entrance, where you share some food and offer arms for protection. Just this quest is too long as is. Let's get the fuck out of here! Run!
You stumble about inside the abandoned mine of Nibindoom. Once a thriving dwarven mine in ages past, it is now little more than a maze of winding passages and damp caves. You feel the weight of the hill pressing down, as
What? Oh, we needed to do this, I guess. Wait, what? We just have to start again? Is that? Oh man, that's so annoying. I was like, she's already said this. Is this a glitch? Help us, Gandalf. Guide us. I think we want to do this. Just to like pump this guy up.
For the master.
You know what? Map Maker's gonna throw down a little bit here. Bring it.
I'll put an arrow in your guts.
You'll what now? Thought so. Okay, well that's freaking annoying. What? We're 1 away. For some reason I thought we were only... What? Oh, that's why.
I offer you my aid.
I'm throwing here, guys. I'm throwing the quest. Okay, that's fine.
You follow the dim flicker of light to a rough-hewn chamber deep within Nibindoom. It's clear that your quarry has chosen this as their lair, based on the crude furniture and ragged skins scattered about. And the orcs who surge to their feet as you enter. Several move to protect their leader, a familiar creature you remember from your recent adventure with Bilbo. While you square off, the chieftain chortles something in black speech. The other orcs chuckle and snort, as you're evidently the butt of some joke. Though you don't know why the orcs are abducting these people, defeating the leader should halt the raids terrorizing the lands around Mirkwood, even if only briefly. First, however, you must get past his guards. The brutes stand ready, as if daring you to make the first move. Before you can act, cries erupt from the tunnel as a swarm of goblins joins the fray.
Final encounter. Defeat the bodyguards, then Ufthak. We're gonna kill him this time, or is he gonna survive again? Grant counter to every enemy this round. Well, god damn it, this was bad timing. We might actually use that at some point. Alright, how are we doing this? What do these guys do? They're just 2/3s? And you, an enemy is to the left. So meaning we can't target him if an enemy is to his left. And Sauron always plays things to the right, so new things entering doesn't change anything. Can we kill everything this round? Probably not. I'm gonna... I don't know. I kind of feel like I want to hit... We have a bunch of two attack guys that don't do... Oh yeah, right. I forgot about that. Why do I keep forgetting that I have deal 2 today? Okay, doesn't matter. Who's dying this round? Mapmaker? This guy's got counter, which doesn't matter. Counter only deals 1 damage back. It does mean that any of these other guys could kill him, though, but chances are he's going to attack with the 3/8 first. Caregiver is nice. We could actually play Gandalf this round, too, which means we could probably kill Uthak. We might want to start with him, though. Nah, let's go. Let's do this. I have a feeling he's going to target the Mapmaker. Oh, yeah, that guy was over there. I didn't see him over there. That's fine. Okay, now Mapmaker's dead. Oh, he's not dead, huh? In that case, I guess I just kill one of these guys, right? Counter doesn't apply to thingy. Actually, I probably just ignore him. Oh, no, I can't attack him yet. Anyway, I can't ignore these guys. Okay, so Legolas can kill one. No, let's just go. No, we probably want to
push them down.
That's fine. Gandalf can deal 3 to this and then attack this for 4.
I am a servant of the secret fire.
Shit. It's bad timing.
You would die before your stroke fell.
He's powering him up.
You cannot pass.
Oh, every hero, not character. Damn! I thought Gandalf would ready. That's what I get for not reading. You're ranged, so you're not going to take the counter damage. You're not going to take the counter damage.
Radagast awaits as you exit the mines, with food and warm clothing for the freed prisoners. You don't know how he managed to arrive so quickly, laden with such bounty. For the ways of wizards are mysterious indeed.
He's a fucking wizard, man.
You are no less thankful. As they fill their bellies,
I'm not wondering at all.
The prisoners speak of their
You don't speak for me, narrator.
They were taken from all over southern Mirkwood. Some were from
Why didn't help us, I don't know.
Roscommon, while others were woodsmen or farmers eking out a living along the forest edge. A handful were captive for quite some time. They describe how the orcs took a number of prisoners each week to Dol Guldur, but for what purpose they cannot say. Radagast spits upon the ground.
The Necromancer's Tower. Dark magic in that place.
He looks off, lost in thought.
Very dark. There's no time to waste,
he tells you.
You must scout the tower to uncover its secrets. I'll join you there after I take these people back to Roscommon.
Uthak lost track of the hours spent feeling his way through utter darkness. Though gravely wounded in the battle, he had survived.
Damn it.
He'd lain still as a corpse to convince his foes that he was, in fact, dead. He then waited, willing his mind to ignore the pain, driven by something even stronger. The need to survive.
This is why you behead every orc.
Once more, he was thwarted in his assigned task. The master would not be pleased. Uthak didn't like to lose, but perhaps his greatest strength, aside from his exceptional cunning, was knowing when it was time to retreat.
Oh, no use going back to Dol Guldur,
he mutters. The mouth of Dol Guldur would kill him if he returned to that place, and his master would use him for darker purposes. Instead, he would return to his people in the Misty Mountains, There he would stake a new claim and recruit new followers. When the time was right, he would return to the service of the one true master. Only then might he savor the taste of revenge.
Okay, I'm guessing we're going to fight him one more time before the main quests of this game are over, and then maybe he'll finally be done. We got the lit torch. Good stuff, good stuff.
Snig squirms with worry.
Snig.
The goblin knows the master's moods, and his mood is dark indeed. It is always Snig who pays the price at such times. In this case, it was Snig's duty to report that the pit at Niven Doom was discovered and Ulfthak failed to deliver the latest supply of subjects. The mouth of Dol Guldur turns towards Snig. The goblin recoils as their eyes meet, the flames in his master's eyes flaring. Then, cooling to a malevolent stare, Snig senses that he had hovered very near death, or worse. Only his master's immense self-control has spared him. The mouth speaks. His words a breathy frost that matches his icy tone.
Double the patrols around the tower,
he rasps.
If they found the pit, they may come here next.
Then the mouth smiles.
And if they do, perhaps we will yet give my master what he wants.
The mouth's eyes flare again, this time with a pleasure that Snig finds somehow even more terrifying.
You have journeyed several days to the south. Having skirted the edge of the East Bight through the Narrows, you venture on towards the Hill of Sorcery, the tower at Dol Guldur. You made good time, encountering nothing but the occasional raven, fox, or deer. As you draw ever nearer the tower, the woods grow thicker, and a darkness settles over both the trees and your mood. If orcs hold this place once more, there will be patrols ahead. You must find your way past them if possible, through them if needs be. Radagast told you of secret ways into the tower, but you must examine its surroundings carefully to find them. This will not be easy if the enemy occupies the tower walls. You move ahead with your companions, maintaining a stealthy approach so as to escape notice, knowing full well that it's unlikely you will make it to the tower without being seen. Still, you are resolved to try.
You stand not alone.
He stands not alone.
The strongest of us must seek a way.
In for that. I think I'm in for that. I think those we want to toss back. Okay, there's our sharpshooter. Defeat 3 waves of patrols. +1 if it's wounded. Okay, we have to make sure to summon 2 random orc units. That's nasty. Gonna make sure to avoid that. Start here. And actually, I think I want to start with... Do I want to start with bow? That's actually pretty good. So we don't mind getting them down to just 1 HP if we can somehow manage it, but I don't think so. I think what we're doing this round is we're starting here. Hopefully... Okay, whatever. Yeah, I didn't do it. We go here.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
And here. You can kill one of these.
The eye commands.
That's kind of annoying. Do we want to build up or do we want to attack? I think we'll attack because this can finish it off and this can heal something.
Maybe start shouting on the end of your road.
Well, that's annoying. Not the worst, though. Oh, it's actually... Get it back. Self-preservation's a nice pickup. Are we playing Sylvan Sharpshooter, though? Might be worth it this round. Let's start with this, actually. Oh, Sauron.
You would die before your stroke fell.
The enemy is upon us.
Gondor!
Yep. I don't think I want to play this quite yet. Maybe I just should while it's safe, but I think it's just going to end up getting killed potentially. So I can get a ton of value out of it.
Gondor!
Start here and pump you up.
Maggots, steady now. Cooked.
You're cooked.
Has the trail gone cold?
My arrows always find their mark.
Fuck, that's annoying. I think we have to play this.
Maybe start shouting on the end of your road.
Yikes.
Strike them down.
I'll make you squeak, you miserable.
We might actually have to bounce this back in hand. A, to save it, and also to... I'm gonna... Ooh, another one of those is nice. Ooh, that's also nice. Okay, my guess is that we're not gonna see... This is going to be targeted by one of these, but maybe because it won't activate, they'll activate the other one. So let's start here. Okay. Oh, that doesn't do much. Yeah, do I want to actually? Let's give Elven Blade to you. Reduce each card draw by 1 for each player. I don't give a shit. I'm still drawing 1 a turn. I mean, that could be annoying. We could start putting progress on that and see what else happens. Plus, I'd like to... Damn it! Well then, that sucked. Put self-preservation on you. Sauron's passing, which I think...
Gondor!
means that they don't get the attack. Yeah, he just passes immediately. Counter end.
A red sun rises.
Guess we should just build up then.
The mouth of Dol Guldur bows deeply.
I await your will, my master.
The pale, emaciated creature being addressed sits upon a low stone chair at the end of the great gallery, lost in his own thoughts. Despite a frail appearance, the thing that was once man radiates immense power. Power in which the mouth of Dol Guldur revels and from which he draws strength. In turn, the thing sometimes called the Black Easterling draws his own power from the one true master in the south. When he speaks, he does so with the master's will. The creature's lips, which have the impossibly dry look of a corpse, part as he speaks in a harsh, low whisper that carries throughout the large chamber.
Experiments have been successful, but they are now at an end.
He declares,
Prepare space for one last batch, for those that approach our walls.
The mouth of Dol Guldur nods, spreading his hands in acquiescence to his lord's will. If the so-called heroes do reach Dol Guldur, they will simply join its ranks.
You stand in the shadow of Armonlank, the hill upon which rests the fortress tower of Dol Guldur. You've managed to approach this far undetected. It's clear that the tower is inhabited once more. You spy goblins here and there amongst the ancient stone walls, and strange lights flicker in the windows. The tower looks imposing and decrepit all at once. Lines of decay mark the strong stone walls, and cracks large and small mar the otherwise finely crafted surface. Recalling Radagast's advice, you begin to circle the hill, looking for the best way in. After all, you can't simply march up to the front gate and demand entrance. A short time later, you spy some promising options, but must examine them more closely. Quietly, and oh so carefully, you make your way up the hill.
The fuck is this? Easterling soldier? Evil man. Evil man. Evil man. Evil man. Evil man with the evil man keyword. Discard a random card from each player's hand. Defeat 6 enemy units or defeat every enemy in play. Gotcha. This is block counter. But you have thingy, so you can actually deal A damage. Man, Legolas is actually pretty weak. I really, really, really wanted that. That plus attack, huh? So if I deal it to you, you're going to deal 1, that's going to deal 2, that doesn't do much. I need to kill something. I probably want to kill you. Unfortunately, that means I got to go here. If I lose a damage...
Gondor!
I think I need to give it to Legolas to maximize my chances of keeping him alive. Okay, deal. Yep. I'm actually going to play this because depending on what Sauron plays next, I can put this guy in defense to draw the attention.
Kill him quick! Kill him now!
Treachery. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a cancel the next event played, and if it is, I kind of want to just play the Hail of Stones to bait it out.
You breathe so loud I could shoot you in the dark.
That works for me.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Restore 1 to every hero. I might want to do that. You're gonna go up to full health anyway. You're gonna be only 1 away. So maybe that's not the greatest. Restore full to every ready character, but exhaust each. Defenders of the free people. Let's start here. See what happens. Okay, I'm just gonna contribute then. Really needed that caregiver.
The postern gate leads up a black, winding passage, barely wide enough for a man to crawl.
So
just as you feel you couldn't take another moment in this confined space, you notice a sliver of light ahead. Scrambling forward, you find yourself in a hallway next to an armory. You squint through the crack between the door and jamb to see nearly an entire company of goblins and orcs donning armor from neatly stacked piles and plucking blades from racks along the wall.
Intruders!
One of the creatures shouts, having spotted you peering in. The armory erupts as the guards mobilize against you. If you move quickly, you can close and bar the door to trap them within. Having come to the same realization, the orcs rush to push against you from the other side. As a contest of strength begins, more goblins answer the alarm from the hall behind you. While a few of your party brace against the armory door, the rest turn to repel this fresh assault.
Shut the door! And one Dol Guldur goblin enters play in each open space of Sauron's row. God damn it. The Dol Guldur goblin is the 1/1, I hope? Nope, it's a 2/3. It's no good. Block guard. What does this do? Raid the arsenal. That's neat. Close the door before you're overwhelmed. Well, I'll try. Once again, this 2 damage isn't going to do much. This is block and guard, right? Yeah. That's annoying. Okay. Yeah, it's going to go here. Map maker's nice. There we go. There's a caregiver. Let's kill you. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to use him before his activation before he dies. Well, that sucks. Okay. It's fine. We're gonna... The enemy didn't target our sharpshooter. Oh my god.
Welcome to Rivendell.
Caw-caw.
Strike them down.
So I could use bounce and use again. It might be what we want to do.
How may I serve?
A red sun rises.
Okay, so it'll die at the start of next round, which is good.
This eye commands.
Oh boy. Oh shit. Oh wait, they don't fit. Ha! Big brain plays. I planned for that. Ooh, that's actually pretty nice draw. So you know what I'm gonna do? Yeah. Stealth you. Keep you around for a round. I'm gonna bounce you now that you've been targeted. Let's go ahead and use you before you're dead. And now we're gonna use Hail of Stones, maybe? 1, 2. Nah, it's only 3 damage. It's not really very exciting. Well, if these things are gonna recover every round, I guess there's no point in attacking, huh? Each player. I actually kind of want to restore 1 health to this. Exhaust each. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do.
There. Let's have some fun.
I actually want you to stay around because you're not very good, frankly.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Deal.
Gondor!
These are a trap. You should not use these. +1/+1 is not worth putting another one of these into play. I see now. I don't care about you. Counter one guy. Do I really care about? It actually might be worth healing.
Welcome to Rivendell.
God damn it. That's fine. We're just gonna let him go. Heal 2, tank 2 damage. Probably about the value that I can expect. Okay, well.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
A red sun rises.
Strike them down.
I think I want map maker out.
By map and key.
Get the fuck out of here.
You move with utmost stealth through a jumble of halls and chambers, stopping in the shadows here and there to let the occasional guard pass by. A sense of doom is ever present in these darkened halls, as if the very walls are pressing down to crush your will. Strange muffled sounds echo in the distance. You feel drawn toward them, toward the center of the tower. You blunder into a large chamber so dark that you cannot see past your small party. This room bears the unmistakable mark of evil. You shiver from head to toe, overcome by a sudden chill. Then a flash alights the chamber with painful brilliance. You find yourself in a grand gallery, at the end of which stands an imposing figure in dark, tattered robes. You tremble in terror before the wraith. And he's not alone. Scores of creatures, including what appear to be some sort of spirits or shades themselves, howl in triumph as the trap is sprung.
+1 attack after dealing damage on an attack. That's fine. Do these things do anything special? No, they're just 1/2s. So... that's actually a great draw. So we can go... I'm actually going to give it to you, you, and you.
the foes of Gondor flee.
Oh, well, would you look at that? Another Vanquish trigger. Don't mind if I do. This will just bump this guy up again because he's just gonna one-shot everything.
A red sun rises!
Nice try, Sauron. You moron. Alright, or grant +1 resource to each player and restore 1 health to every hero. I think I might want to build up to this since this is a survival thing. Do I want to play Elven Blade? I think I do because I want to get Legolas to a higher health. I mean, it's kind of whatever. Each player draws to a grant 1 and restore 1 to every hero. I don't really need that. I kind of want to draw the 2 cards. Let's build up a couple points first, though.
Strike them down.
That's it? That's all you got for me? Okay, we're gonna draw a couple cards then. Guess we'll just... We can wait one more round on that.
I offer you my aid.
I'm just gonna do this now.
They I command.
Could do this, but it doesn't seem worthwhile. It doesn't do anything, bruh. We have another Gandalf, so why don't I just place you?
I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me.
Oh boy. Alright, is there anything else we want to play? I guess Gandalf is fleeting. Oh man. Alright, fine.
Gondor,
Now he's not even gonna take a damage when this thing attacks. Sauron passes. Are you allowed to do that? I'm not even gonna read it.
Though you fight valiantly, it becomes clear that this was a losing battle from the start. Kamul, the Lord of Dol Guldur, is a being of tremendous power. More than a match for you and your companions. Your party defeated, the creatures of the tower drag you to the lower depths for some sinister purpose.
We destroyed them! Are you kidding me?
You are not bowed. While you know not what comes next, you know that there is still hope.
My God.
With hope, you will find a way forward.
Alright, we gotta see the conclusion to this storyline then. I've already been playing this quest for 2 hours, but I don't care. 2.5 was my goal. We'll probably go over that mark, but Hope in a Dark Place special. Restore 1 to every character if Soren has more units than the player. And it's actually an attachment. Interesting. It's a very powerful effect, but it's only triggering if you're in a very bad spot. Oops.
Snig.
I will aid you as I may.
I could...
Alright. Escape from Dol Guldur. This was the name of the quest in the original physical card game. It was like quest number 3 was the harder of the quest. I assume it's nothing like that. But
The guttural sounds of black speech startle you awake. As your eyes adjust to the dimly lit chamber, you discover that you are held down by fine chains of an unknown black metal. Your companions are held as well, along with a few ragged souls, barely alive. The floor is covered in a cold, sticky wetness that also soaks you to the bone. An eerie glow flares within a wide, flat bowl that squats at the room's edge. The voices chant their harsh tongue even faster in response. Sudden pains rack your body, and of the others chained around you. 2 of the prisoners fall back with horrible gasps, their eyes rolling up in their heads. They lay motionless for a moment. Then something rises from each. Dark shadows with strangely glowing eyes. They hiss at you with malevolent intent. You must break the chains and find a way to end the dark spell, or you shall end up as shades yourselves.
I will aid you as I may.
I can walk this path, but others have not the skill.
From the land of Gondor I come.
okay. Maybe we want the quester. I kind of like you too, and I don't feel like I need all of this. Then this might be fine. No, let's try to dump this and look for either a good deed, Sylvan Sharpshooter. We got back an Elven Blade anyway. Break the change, then destroy the Necromancer's spell. So this is change. This is spell. Yeah. Okay. You must get free of these chains before you suffer a horrible fate. Okay, so it's just locking this, basically. Upkeep, deal 1 damage to every character, which we just saw. Restriction, break the change is in play. Yep. You have counter, so he'll take 1 if I attack you, but then he'll buff either of these. Probably him. What else do we have to worry about here? Draw 2 cards. Each player draws 2, then discards 1. That's fine. Defeat 1 minion, negative equal to its deployment cost. That's pretty good, actually. -1 cost to every card currently in each player's hand. Okay, so definitely I think the damage is going here, and we're starting here.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Fuck you. Okay, leave that as is. I think, play you.
My eyes see everything.
Game block. Well, that's annoying, but Legolas still one-shots you, so I think that's fine. Do we want to get Elven Blade out while we can? I think we can just start here. Actually, we'll go start here and see what we do. We might want to make this guy go on defense depending on what... Okay, we're definitely not letting that survive to the end of the round, so we'll just go ahead and...
You would die before your stroke fell.
Treachery is fine. You know what? I think I will play Elven Blade out now while we can. Okay, there's a self-preservation. That's very nice. To make up for all this damage we've been taking. Start here, though. Ugh, these fuckers again. Sauron is passing. I don't want to take counter damage from this guy, so I think we're just gonna pass. And I think as for the rest, we're just gonna build up. I could put Elven Blade on her, I suppose. But let's maybe save it for a potential. There's a map maker, which is very nice. There's a lookout, also very nice. I think I just want to kill this thing before it hits us. That's annoying. That's fine. Gives us a window to stick this guy. Could have been worse.
My eyes see everything. Gondor!
As silly as it sounds, I might want to put it on one of these guys just to keep them healthy. In case something else comes out that I don't really want to attack. Yeah, or can't kill immediately. No, I really need to start questing. See? Came in handy.
The enemy is upon us.
I might just do this just to get her HP up. We really need to find healers now. I'm gonna start here so we can fit. There's the healer, perfect. And there's another self-preservation, also great.
Sun rises.
Okay, maybe I should have been thinking about that. I don't know.
Welcome to Rivendell.
Technically, Legolas. He's getting really low, though. You already have self-preservation. You're going to go up to 7. No, I think I'd rather do it to Legolas because he doesn't have self-preservation.
For the master.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can kill this.
The enemy is upon us.
Gondor!
Perfect.
Free of the harrowing necromantic spell, you ready yourselves to escape when the chamber door flies open. Steeled to fight, you feel a surge of relief when a familiar voice calls out,
Aha! There you are!
Shouts Radagast.
I'm glad you found your way here.
The friendly old wizard raises a gnarled staff and whispers a few words that cause it to glow. A soft blue light suffuses the grim chamber. Gathered around him is a small crowd of wretched souls, even more prisoners of the tower.
We must be very careful. A Nazgul resides here with his host, and you wouldn't want to tangle with him,
Radagast says. His face grows somber and serious as he leans in to whisper.
I need you to care for these people. Find a way to get them to safety, while I deal with that evil creature.
Without a further word, he stalks away. leaving you to lead this sad and sorry lot to freedom.
Freedom!
Uh-oh. Find a way to escape. End. Summon one cries of alarm. I don't know what that is. If freed prisoner is defeated, or if 3 cries of alarm are in play, your quest fails. Once again, this is a block guard, so I guess I have no choice but to hit here. Another healer is very, very good. This is not so great, considering. Okay, well, with the one healer in hand, I don't feel that as much of an urgency to save the other. But I kind of like the idea of Cry, though. Cry... I'm still kind of iffy on these things taking damage. We found a lot of our healing, though, right? We've got 2 self-preservations, we have another healer, we have her power, so we can keep ourselves alive, so that's fine. Do we want to use Cry this round? I feel like we just need to kill this 2-2, and then we're taking 2... Something's taking 2 damage, probably this gentleman. I think that's okay. Man, I'd like to keep him around, though. I don't want any damage going to the prisoner either, so I think... I'm gonna go here, here... Here, I'll take this risk. Okay, so let's stop you from attacking. Let's give this boost to Legolas. Change much.
You need not worry about anything for the present.
Yeah, pump up the guy that's gonna die before the end of the round. Please do that. Alright, well, let's start here and see what happens. -3 gain to each player this round. Yeah, don't care about that. If only Dark Subject are in play. Yeah, that's kind of iffy. I guess we want to kill that. It's gonna hit here first. So I don't want to act with him. I guess we'll start here and see what happens. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I should have read these. Or read this one. Summon a random non-unique ally. Summon a random non-unique ally. Defeat one minion minus equal to its cost. Right, I forgot about that one. Ooh, maybe I wanted to use that on that guy. Should have thought about that. That's fine. 2, 3, 4, 5. That is annoying. They're awkward enemies to keep alive.
You would die before your stroke fell.
The enemy is upon us.
Finally, we got that.
A red sun rises.
That's fine. That was very expensive for our opponent. Let's go ahead with this. That's okay. That's not a big deal. Alright, let's just start adventuring then. Yaharaha!
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
I did that just to protect them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, well, that was lucky.
Kamul feels the presence of something ancient, possibly older than even he, within the tower. Its stench of light and life makes the wraith recoil slightly. Instinctively, he calls out to draw the darkness around him like a cloak. His servants answer the call. Man, orc, and shade alike move with haste to protect their master. From the far door, an elderly man in brown robes steps into the chamber. He leans on a wooden staff and dares to call out a challenge. "Begone from this place, servant of evil!" For an instant, the entire chamber stands silent in awe of the robed figure. Such an affront. Kamul answers with a snarl of his own. Frail though the man's visage might be, the Nazgul understands that appearances can deceive. He sees the old man for what he really is, and wills the fear that grips him into obedience.
Oh yeah, you best be scared.
Trapped within the tower, time seems to fly by at a prodigious pace. Though it can't have been more than minutes, it feels as if you've been stumbling about for hours in the dark maze of the lower reaches. At last, you come across a set of stairs. Following them to the surface, you're confronted by the sight of various creatures gathering about the entrance to the tower's main gallery. Flashes of light spark and flare within the chamber, and you can hear the shouts of Radagast mixed with the shrieking sounds of the Lord of the Tower. The entire place stands transfixed as a great battle is waged, wizard versus wraith, allowing you to make use of the distraction to lead the prisoners through an unguarded gate. After pointing them towards the safety beyond, you turn back to the sound of battle. You will not leave the old man to face that creature alone.
Final encounter. Raise Radagast's will to 50. Okay. Dol Guldur Troll. That's a pretty looking guy, isn't he? I think we're going to use that on him. Or maybe this. Yeah, probably the Stone Troll. 210 with block means he's just like never dying. Cry of the Rohirim. Might actually give block to both of these, although it's really good for raising. Minus 5 to 7 progress from Radagast's will. Quick range. Okay, so good chance these guys are being targeted by the trolls, so I'm gonna actually just use their stuff now. Perfect. So this is gonna kill thingy. Defeat one minion minus threat equal to its cost. Oh wait, these are probably not minions. It is a minion actually. Get wrecked. Okay, so that's that.
Soon your land will lie.
You would die before your stroke fell.
It's true, he did die before his stroke fell. Do I want to build up 1 mana, or do we want to just keep hammering that? We need to get you down to 4, actually.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Or 2, rather. Damn it. Alright. Now I might do this. No, that's a shitty play. 1, 2, 3. This actually kills it. Crap. That's fine.
The enemy is upon us.
We'll deal 2 and then we'll deal 1. Not a big deal. We just want to end here. What does this do? Double every contribution to Radagast's will this round. It's expensive. But what happened? Oh shit. Okay. Why didn't I read that? Okay, if I understand correctly, this should kill it. Well, he does not have the most cards in play, not even close. Do I want the sharpshooter at this point? I don't think so. We could start here to kind of pass and see what he does. Yeah. This is a cheap quester, so I think I'm going to play him. And then, yeah, I think we're going to use the power here.
Gondor!
You would die before your stroke fell.
Oh shit! I misclicked. That's not the thingy I wanted to... Ah, fuck. No, that's gonna kill my boy. Unless... We bought ourselves so much time with the threat. I actually think I'm just going to let that live so that get some value off of thingy here. And you know what? It's a wash anyway. I mean, yes and no, because we kind of want to build up resources for thingy, but we still get to anyway, so I think this is fine. And this is free, so I think we'll go ahead and just use it.
A red sun rises.
We'll build up 2 resources for this round. Maybe we should slowly build to this because it's like feels like it's taking a while. I think I'm fine with everything else here. Okay, let's not fuck this up again. Fine.
Slash them, beat them, bite them, gnash them.
Defeat 1 non-unique ally. God damn it. I think I actually want to use Hail of Stones. Yep, that was definitely the worst hit. Guess we'll just play the sharpshooter. No, I kind of want to build up the resources so we can use Gandalf. This thing's also kind of being a pain.
Take that! For Rivendell!
We need more time.
The enemy is upon us.
Okay, you know what? Maybe we're just gonna
Not
go for
idly
it
do
then.
the leaves of Lorien fall.
All right. Fortunately, we don't have our guy here, but we do have... I guess that doesn't matter that much. Oh, we got another map maker, though. Okay. Can we... We can do a lot this round, right? But I think we still might want to wait a turn before activating this. I think. It doesn't matter. It probably doesn't matter. Crap, I forgot. I was looking at this as the only vulnerable character, so yeah, I should have used him, obviously.
The enemy is upon us.
A red sun rises.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
I could actually bounce him and do it again, but I don't think it's
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
I see them.
I think we're gonna replace that with Gandalf.
I'll put an arrow in your guts.
I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me.
Dealerino. That's fine, we're not gonna attack that enemy.
Back to the shadow.
That's fine, we have plenty of cards in hand.
Is upon us.
I see them.
Yeah!
The battle was well fought. A servant of light against one of darkness. At the height of the battle, with your aid, Radagast clasps his hand together in a flash of light that erupts outward to blind everyone in the gallery.
Damn it, Radagast!
You stand staggered for a few moments as sight slowly returns to your eyes. The tower is lit as if in the midst of the brightest summer day. But Wizard and Nazgul alike have disappeared. The creatures that remain cower in what shadows they can find, giving you and your companions the chance to escape. You bolt through the same gate the prisoners used. You soon overtake them and hurry them along to put as much distance from this evil place as possible. Somehow you know that the old wizard is alive, though likewise, you're certain that the Nazgul survived as well. Still, as you make your way towards Roscabel and beyond, you take comfort in having undermined their vile spell and made the region safe once more.
The necromancer senses the failure of his servant at far-off Dol Guldur. He had hoped that his thrall's efforts would create a new source of power to threaten the lands around Mirkwood, but had pushed too far, too fast. He must start anew. His servant would recover his power, though it might take time. Likewise, orc numbers are easily replenished. This was simply a minor setback on an inexorable march.
There are other opportunities,
He thought, glancing at the Palantir.
and from surprising sources.
It would take patience, but the necromancer was the soul of patience.
The rescued villagers return to their homes, while you make your way to Roscabel. The wizard is not in residence, but a fully repaired gate opens at your approach, and inside you find food, drink, and a warm fire waiting. A note left on the bench reads, "Sorry I missed you, but help yourselves, with my thanks." After all too brief a rest, you return without incident to Lothlorien to report all that you encountered. The Lord and Lady of the Golden Wood thank you for your service. They agree that for now, at least, the dangers in Mirkwood have subsided. Still, the elves will be watching, ever vigilant in case darkness returns. You're invited to spend time with the elves to recover, though soon your hearts yearn to move on to other adventures.
No, I'd retire after
While
that.
the shadow is denied in Mirkwood for now, you have no doubt that it still lurks elsewhere, watching, waiting.
Cool stuff. Yeah, I don't know what much else to say about that. Hope you guys enjoyed the adventure. Grateful Escapee. 2 mana, 0/0/3. Grant +1 willpower to each of your characters. That is interesting. So you play him. Maybe he tanks a damage or two. If not, you put him on defense because he's useless otherwise. Although I guess he grants it to himself as well. But still, I don't know. That seems like it could potentially be okay. Like, giving that to all your heroes seems pretty strong. Anywho, yeah, that was fun. I think our deck functioned very well. Obviously, there were some dicey situations there where we weren't finding our healing cards and we were taking a lot of damage, but none of our heroes ever actually died, so we were able to kind of, you know, stick it out to the end of each of those quests. But yeah, it was a fun one. So I guess it might be a while because the next Rune Terrace set is coming out, and then so that's going to be my focus probably all next stream and possibly the one after that. But maybe between the new Rune Terra expansion and the release of Monster Hunter Rise, we can find time to do the final campaign. And then we'll see. Then it's probably going to be taking a break for a little while for this game. But then after if we ever do come back, or if we ever feel like a change of pace, wouldn't mind trying some of the encounters, or even just doing some quick play battles, you know, to take a break maybe between games and certain streams or whatever. Could even try this one too, this adventure, which I'm assuming it's like similar to probably an encounter, except you're not using one of your decks, you're using a pre-made deck. And I assume the encounters are like one-off challenges. They're not part of an interconnected story. Anyway. Thanks for stopping by and checking the stream out, everyone. We'll see you next week. Hope you enjoy your weekend. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next Rune Terra expansion. Hope you guys are as well. And seeing what we come up with. But in the meantime, take care. We'll see you next time.